voters in the town.
We want a peaceful election. The fact that Bawku is not stable, there's tension in town, and then this evening we saw a lot of military men inside. They came to town, so I'm sure with that the town will be stable for us to vote.
Though there is a security threat, so due to one or two reasons, but upon all that, people will definitely come out their numbers to vote. Because looking at 3 days today, the situation is now a bit calm.
We then proceeded to our hotel just in time for the curfew hour. It is believed that the factions in the Bawku conflict are aligned with the NPP and NDC, and so there were rumors that they may try to scare each other ahead of election day by firing guns at night. But none of this happened. The town was quiet throughout the night. The morning of election day, between 6 and 7 a.m., we arrive at the Bawku Municipal Assembly where the office of the Electoral Commission is located. Electoral Commission officials were busy transporting ballot boxes and other election materials to various polling stations. The Deputy Constituency Returning Officer, Hassan Dan, told JoyNews that the transportation of the election materials had begun the previous night.
Yesterday, the distance places, that is where our challenge is, Mognori and then Mislia. So we have deployed those ones yesterday in the night. We met the security about on 3 occasions. We told them that if we don't deploy early, then we are likely to start late. And so that exception is given to us as we are in the EC jackets, then that exception is given to us. So we have also told our officers that they should make sure that at least the jackets will be with them. That will be at least a pass for the curfew.
We proceeded to visit some polling stations. Of course, conscious of the volatile security situation here in Bawku. To move about in Bawku, journalists like myself must know a few things about the conflict dynamics in this town. First, as long as you do not belong to any of the factions in the conflict and do not interfere or take sides in it, you will not be a target. Also, the town is demarcated into territories belonging to each faction in the conflict. A journalist must know these territories and have a good relationship with the people. And last but not least, each faction has fighters and people watching the streets for their enemies or suspicious persons entering their territory. So security agencies advise that as a stranger, you should drive with your windows open at all times so you can easily be seen by anyone watching from a distance. This keeps you safe as you will not be mistaken for someone else and get shot at or attacked. With all this in mind and our vehicle branded, we moved about the entire town without any problems. Before 8 a.m., we sighted more voters arriving from Bolgatanga in buses escorted by the military. The transportation of election materials to some polling stations here in the Bawku constituency had delayed mainly due to the security protocols involved. Therefore, voting started a bit late at some of the polling stations. At the Methodist Primary School polling station, we met voters in a queue, but no Electoral Commission officials were present at almost 9 a.m. We were told that the EC officials had set up for voting to begin, but were instructed by an unknown person to pack up and go to the Bawku prisons nearby for qualified prisoners to cast their votes first. This angered the waiting voters at this polling station.
Yeah, they set everything. They move it into the prisons for the prisoners to exercise their franchise. But we have thought they should have used something, some method different. by bringing the prisoners out to vote. That one should have been. The people here are more than the 18 prisoners inside. So it's making everybody frustrated.
And I think it's not well planned. If it is well planned, at least they should have known what to do. I was here as early as 5 a.m., but I was much disappointed. As we speak now, no any EC officials here. We don't even know what is happening.
Later, the EC officials returned. The returning officer for this polling station, Dasmani Ayoma, explained why they temporarily left.
You know, the prison is just closer to this our station. So we're called that we have to move to the prison yard for them to finish voting before we come here to continue those that are here. Yes, I was instructed by EC, and that's why we did so. Yeah, there were 17 of them.
Voting subsequently began here, and we proceeded to monitor the elections across polling stations in the Bawku Central constituency. It was peaceful everywhere we visited. No challenges or disagreements whatsoever. At about 11 a.m., we met the parliamentary candidate for the MPP, Paul Agobere Alale, who had just finished casting his vote at the Kokazule Primary School polling station.
And it's peaceful. And I know across the other areas it's the same, because I have not received any report from any of the polling stations that there's some misunderstanding or whatever it is. So my hope is that by the end of the day, the declaration will be peaceful and Bawku will move forward.
As the polls drew closer to an end at 5 p.m., one thing was also on our minds: the curfew which was still in place in Bawku beginning at 6 p.m. The protocols put in place were that at 5 p.m., voters in queues would still be allowed to vote, and by 6 p.m., which is the curfew time, if there were still voters in queues, the security personnel would provide protection for them to vote and go home. All other civilians were to go indoors at 6 p.m. However, persons who had accreditation to monitor or supervise the elections, such as the EC officials, polling station agents, the media, and other election observers, could stay and observe the counting of ballots at the polling stations, again under the protection of the security personnel. We observed counting at the Old Court polling station.
63, 64, 65, 66.
This went on until about 7 p.m. and we decided to go and wait at the Bawku Divisional Police Station, where we had been informed the Constituency Results Collation Center would be. Upon getting there, we were told to instead go to the office of the Electoral Commission located at the Bawku Municipal Assembly.
Voting has ended here in Bawku Central Constituency, and it's also curfew hours. We were initially told that the collation center was supposed to be at the police station. Now we are being told to move to the office of the Electoral Commission, which is located at the Bawku Municipal Assembly. You'll see that some Electoral Commission officials in the company of security are going there. So we are just joining them to that place.
We arrived there at about 8 p.m. and met EC officials protected by security personnel arriving with ballot boxes from various polling stations. Later, we learned that the ballot boxes were only to be received here before the results pink sheets were taken to the police station where the collation was to be done. Therefore, at about 10 p.m., we returned to the Bawku Divisional Police Station. The collation of results was done in a hall inside the station with some police officers present.
NPP 131, CPP 2, NDC 71.
The process took all night, so we spent the night here.
Rejected 0.
The next morning, the collation of election results for the Bawku Central constituency continued until about 9 a.m. The Electoral Commission officials were ready to declare the election results. First, the presidential results.
Mahmoud Bawumia, he had 13,384 valid votes. Daniel Augustus Latte Jr., he had 38 votes. Christiana Kobina Andrew, 26 votes. Kofi Akpalu, 17 votes. Mohamed Frimpong, 7 votes. Nana Akosia Frimpoma, 58 votes. John Dramani Mahama, 26,993 votes. Hassan Abdullahi Ayarga, 213 votes. Kofi Corentin, 6 votes. George Tum Barima Adu, 12 votes. Nana Kwame Bediako, 10 votes. Alan Kojo Kirimantin, 39 votes.
And then the parliamentary election results.
We have MPP Paul Gobre Alali having 3,855 votes. Mahama Ayarga of NDC, 25,350. Anaba Emmanuel of APC, he had 308 votes. The total valid votes is 29,513. Total rejected ballots is 6,277. Total vote cast 35,790. By the results announced, I hereby declare Honorable Mahama Ayarga as the MP-elect for Bawku Central constituency of the 2024 general, presidential, and parliamentary election. Thank you.
The NDC's parliamentary candidate, Mahama Ayarga, won by a landslide to serve another term as the Member of Parliament for the Bawku Central constituency of the Upper East region. This will be his 5th term and 4th time consecutively. He was happy about the peaceful nature of the elections here in Bawku Central, despite the initial fears that there could be chaos.
Indeed, a few days to this election, there were many who did not believe that elections will be held in Bawku Central constituency. But the staff of the EC have proven that even they can do the impossible. So we want to thank them very much for what they have achieved. And again, let me thank the members of the security agencies here, led by the divisional police commander, Mr. Adamu Sedu. Very important has been the role of the Ghana Armed Forces. Indeed, they have proven that they are the Ghana Armed Forces, and they have made sure that Bawku Central's election has been the most peaceful in Ghana, contrary to speculations. So I want to salute the Northern Command, led by Brigadier General Tay and his able assistants. They've done a wonderful job, the Ghana Armed Forces, and we in Bawku are very, very grateful to them.
We waited for some time to be sure there were no threats of violence after the declaration of the election results. When we were assured it was safe, we made our journey back home to Bolgatanga, the streets of Bawku, peaceful with sights of a few supporters of the NDC jubilating. Reporting for Joy News, Albert Sorry, Bawku Central Constituency.
Hello everyone, you're welcome to Health and Vitality with me, Dr. Hannah-Lisa Tete. Today, we'll look at why it's important to take breakfast. Welcome back. As you know, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and it's important for you not to skip breakfast and to keep it as healthy as possible. Some of the components of a healthy breakfast are whole grains and cereals, low-fat dairy products such as milk. You can also have fruits and vegetables such as freshly squeezed fruits, and also fruits and vegetable smoothies. You can also have lean proteins such as lean meat, eggs, legumes, and nuts. So make sure that you don't skip breakfast and make it as healthy as possible. Breakfast has some health benefits, such as it provides you with the energy you need to go throughout your whole day and provides you with the right nutrients and vitamins you need. It helps you to concentrate and focus very well at work. And if you're looking to maintain your weight, then make sure that you do not skip breakfast. Just as I'm saying, before I leave for work, I'm about to have a healthy breakfast, and I hope that you do too. Until the next episode of Health and Vitality, it's bye for now from Dr. Hannah-Lisa Tete.
My name is Samuel Nanabeka Ijirako. I'm the CEO and founder of Haven of Love Children's Foundation. I'm an agricultural engineer and at the same time a social entrepreneur. I believe in the fact that children are the future leaders of tomorrow and the children are the treasured ones. Let's go. In Haven of Love Children's Foundation, since inception from 2017, we've done a couple of projects centering on children, but not children, because we know that whatever touches the parents also touches the children. So it's an all-encompassing, impactful project we do. And Haven of Love is about young people who have come together because of the love of Christ, and we're making changes in our community. We may not have the financial resources, but we have the human resources. So we use our expertise. So we have doctors in our team, we have lawyers, we have teachers, we have a lot of other professions. People use their professions to make impact. So some of the projects we do are surgeries, health programs, screenings, vaccinations, drilling of boreholes, STEM projects, parental guidance, educational projects, climate change project, planting of trees, environmental protection, and the likes, because we know that it's not just showing love, it's not just in one way, it should be all encompassing. So that is what Haven of Love Children's Foundation stands for. The Joy News Impact Makers Award. It will go a long way to open more doors for collaborations, for partnerships, for mentorship, so that we can be built to come back to the rural communities, which is our main focus area, and make more impact.
Our passion is to inform, empower, entertain, and inspire. Joy News. Independent, fearless, credible.
Journalism must be balanced. Well, we go beyond that. We say journalism must be fair and objective. In Ghana, the media operates in a polarized space. There is pressure on us to pick a side. But at Joy News, we operate in a layer above the noise. The only master we serve is our audience.
For crystal clear and thrilling podcasts and live shows, download and listen to us on Apple, Spotify, TuneIn, Google Podcasts, MyJoy Online, Amazon services like Echo, Amazon Music, and Audible, Stitcher, Adom Online, Overcast, and Pandora. Take note of everything. Sign up for the multimedia digital platforms now to stay updated.
Is to inform, empower, entertain, and inspire. Joy News. Independent, fearless, credible.
Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner.
Where Duraplas goes, water flows.
PS Industries has introduced a new roofing system known as ColorLink Plus.
Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Syntax tank, are you strong? Are you tough?
Cherry Tree Properties. We develop spaces as though we were going to occupy them.
Hello, good morning, and welcome. This is your election headquarters, and this is Newsfile. We'll give you an hour extra. The elections are over. Not exactly over yet. Even though elections are won at the polling stations, some results remain to be known. Whether some MPs have won or they have not. Some are being disputed already. So we will be checking the matters arising after last Saturday, the disputed results, the acts of vandalism, violence on the streets, acts of arson, beating people, including priests, wrongly, and the transition. As you know, yesterday, 2 different statements were issued by the 2 different transition teams. The transition team members of John Dramani Mahama, the president-elect, and that of His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. One said, important matters, including payment of huge sums of money and banking those claims. As far as they are concerned, those recruitments, those payments are legal. There are not illegalities about them. Therefore, there's no point for any reference. And the caution to public officers ought to be disregarded, she said. The Electoral Commission also yesterday was compelled by circumstances to issue a statement halting recollation of presidential and parliamentary election results in some of the contested constituencies, where the EC was clear that the massing up of party supporters had made it impossible for the collation to be done and the declarations duly made. So it's halted it. The NDC says it's secured an injunction against the process because it's completely illegal, unlawful. So it's been stopped. What happens? We have a team that will take us through all these matters. We will understand the big falls and the gains by the NDC, surprising gain and complete dissemination of the NPP in these elections, results that they never expected. We'll begin first with an exclusive. We'll be right back.
Peace is essential to sustainable development. In this important election year, we appeal to you all to pledge for peace. We call on political actors, traditional and religious authorities, young people, the media, everyone, because peace is the glue that binds this great nation together and enables it to have the impetus to grow. Join the UN and all Ghanaians in this movement for peace by pledging for peace in the run-up to, during, and after the elections this year. My name is Charles Abani, UN Resident Coordinator for Ghana, and I pledge for peace.
There's no feeling quite like wanting something. You see it when you close your eyes. You feel it against the hairs on your skin. You smell it mingled with the wind. You know it's yours, but you just can't seem to reach it. Until you can. Whatever the dream, we can make it happen. So get up, get started, and make we do our. For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
If you're running the year, now, tank Muna Mujis Casa Mukoto, Takuna Elikama Hangina. Oh no, see. So wait, ne papa. Now, papa no put a leaky. Pacho Ebenyan's away. Ghana for one number one plumber new. A friend necklace, a water tank the wounds you have. So Syntex tank, Mitra SINTEX, Syntex tank. A top, a leaky. It's me with the beer. Syntex tank, color beer whoopee, size beer whoopee, yama war. Syntex tank, the whole Ghana, you must 7 years warranty. Syntex tank, a strong, a top.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint. As compared to other paint brands on the market, we take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Now, let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities. You don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. And both teams to score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the Bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver. Win, even if your bet misses.
Welcome back. And my guest for the very first segment, this exclusive, is Dennis Miracles Abuaji, Director of Communications for the Dr. Bawumia 2024 campaign. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Council. Thanks for having me.
Right. So, as we, it was around this time last week.
Yeah.
People had queued and voting had begun like an hour. And there were hopes, particularly in your team. Of course, many were unsure what will happen. By close of day, we saw what had happened. How are you processing that?
Well, Samson, let me first of all congratulate